The Masters of the Sun panel, scripted by the Black-Eyed Peas, produced by the Black-Eyed Peas. Make some noise! Will.i.am, please come up the stage. Make some noise to my man Will.i.am. And there he is, Will.i.am. That's not, Will, you right here, fam. Take a seat next to the fancy phone. Also, please make some noise for a man we like to call Taboo. Taboo. Woo, woo, woo. Apple Diab. What kind of woo is that? That was like a sick woo. Woo, woo, woo. Pitiful woo that was. Pitiful. Redman. Red. Woo, woo. Red. Boom, boom, boom. Rosario Dawson. Woo, woo. Eric B. Woo, woo. Flav and Eric Woo, woo. Indian Love. Woo, woo. Damian Scott. Woo, woo. Ben Jacket Off. Woo, woo. Welcome to the Masters of the Sun panel. You were down there. Check, check.
How y'all feeling out there?
Everybody check their mics. 1, 2. You can sit here, man. It's okay.
What up, LA? I said, what up, LA?
Yo, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Yo, LA! Check this out, hold up. Y'all ain't making enough noise in here, man. Word up. One time, let me everybody over on the sides, right here in the front, everybody over here on this side, everybody in the middle, all the way to the back. One time, let me hear y'all scream it real loud. Let me hear you say, Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy.
The one and only Flavor Flav.
Yes, sir.
So this is an exciting panel, and I think an exciting time because we're going to talk about the connection that brings to you Masters of the Sun, The Zombie Chronicles. How many people here have heard of Masters of the Sun, The Zombie Chronicles? Raise your hand, please. Put it up high. This is exciting because I believe it's brought to us by a true innovator and a truly legendary group that got put on by themselves. So to be able to tell this story both in the graphic novel form and in VR and the way that they've done it is a true move forward, not only in comics and storytelling, but also how you combine music and all these things together in an extraordinary way. So I want to start by some basic questions. Where did this magicalness come from? What was the original idea, Will.i.am?
Well, the original idea was just, it was a screenplay, and I wanted to make a film. And just through the hurdles in Hollywood trying to make a film coming from the world of music, it's hard. Right? No one really takes you serious when you jump, genres. So I wanted to take the power in my own hands, so we made a graphic novel because it's something that's manageable. Whether or not you get a big comic book franchise to endorse you, you could still actualize it. You could hold it in your hand. So we quickly turned that screenplay into a graphic novel, and we wanted to make a collectible. So we made an awesome collectible, got it on the best paper possible with gold gilding, so it just looks fantastic and awesome embossing.
Extra fancy.
So, we wanted to contribute to the culture. We just didn't want to have some flimsy graphic novel. We wanted something that you can put on your coffee table and be proud that you have it. Especially seeing that the story is about like the origins of hip hop and then the demise of it. And when you read the book, you'll know exactly what it is we're talking about. So I showed it to Taboo, and Taboo, right here, my best friend, partner in the Black-Eyed Peas, says, "Well, we should take it to Marvel." I'm like, "Yo, Tab, it's not realistic that Marvel is gonna put out a graphic novel." He was
but
like,
hadn't he met Marvel at a con or something?
Yeah, I actually met 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Take.
I actually met. Let's try this again. I actually met Daniel Fink, and Bernie Bergman is the one that put me in touch with him. And it was a relationship that was built as a fan, as an aficionado, going to Comic-Con, being part of cosplay, being part as a collector, and just involving myself in this amazing culture. And I always knew that, you know, the right time, the right situation. So Will presented that, and I just felt like, yo, this is the right time. So it all worked out.
And when did you guys originally debut Masters of the Sun?
So we dropped Masters of the Sun at San Diego Comic-Con, and then we went to New York Comic-Con and introduced what we're going to show the audience today that's going to be out for the holidays, the augmented version of this graphic novel. So front to back, first page to last page is an hour and almost hour and a half of awesome content, scored by myself and Hans Zimmer, read by an amazing freaking cast, everyone from Common to KRS-One to Rakim, Eric B,
Boom.
Redman,
Boom.
Snoop Dogg,
Boom.
Mary J. Blige,
Boom.
Rosario Dawson,
Boom.
Jesus.
Queen Latifah,
Boom.
Jason Isaacs,
Boom.
Flavor Flav,
Boom.
Snoop Dogg, oh, freaking Raekwon the Chef,
Yep.
Slick Rick, wait, I'm not done yet, Jamie Foxx, and so we have an amazing cast that reads the book. When you put your phone over it, it comes to life. Awesome music, awesome freaking emotion. It tells us awesome freaking story. And we launched that in freaking awesome New York Comic-Con, and now we're here in Stan Lee's Comic-Con to announce. We're here at Stan Lee's Comic-Con in our home city, LA, to announce and launch the next freaking layer of Masters of the Sun that's going to be out top of the year next year with the partner that we're about to disclose in the next couple of seconds.
But also Orlando, we cannot forget Ben and Damian Scott, who were part of the original process of creating this with Will and the whole masterminding of all. It was a team effort. So hats off to you guys. I'm not gonna take my hat off right now, but hats off to you guys.
I'll take my hat off.
There you go, Orlando.
You do that, yeah.
There you go.
You combed your hair.
So how many people have played Pokemon in the audience? So Pokemon is a great example of augmented reality because you put your phone up and then suddenly it comes to life. So that's what Will is describing. When you actually put your phone over the novel, it comes to life with music and all of these characters.
Y'all want to see a demonstration
Let's
of it?
show you what that looks like.
I read once that when we die, we weigh 21 grams less, and that's the weight of our soul. Not sure I believe that, but if it's true, where's the 21 grams going?
I'm just saying, right?
So let's dig a little deeper and talk about the origins of the story. When you think about the Black Eyed Peas, you've been around for 20 years. You've been storytelling for 20 years, and unlike a lot of other bands, you've always been an in-house operation. The way you did your videos, the way you've done your music. So this was a part of that same process, was it not?
Yeah, so we came up with the story, wrote it, you know, figured out what printing company we were gonna go with, went out with Eddie, my homeboy Eddie Axley, and the I Am Busy team, went out and looked for the paper stock, and then, you know, with the help of Triggers, did an amazing AR, augmented reality version of the book. So this is all internal. No company helped us do this. This is just us, passionate folks that want to take it to a next level.
Real deal fan stuff.
And doing this project is like doing our first album, you know what I mean? It took our whole life to make the first album.
Behind the
and
front.
this time, you know, it took us 5 years, so we got to put a lot of experiences in there, some technology, and I just want to thank you guys for welcoming us with an open arms.
And also to be able to get the hip hop community to be behind it. I mean, I remember going to KRS-One, Will was saying that we actually had to ask the Blastmaster to use that name for the characters in the story. So I want to take this time to thank each legend, inspiration that is up here, that has done their work, their part. Thank you guys for being part of this with us.
Yeah, and the name and the reason, I'll give you some context of what the story is about. So, the guy sitting on the left, that's Eric B from Eric B and Rakim. The dude is, you talk about superheroes, Spider-Man's a great hero. And so is Iron Man. To me, my hero is right there. Eric B, Rakim, and Flav Flav. Real life folks that told me when I was in the projects that art is the way out. That, you know, love and unity and having fun, hip hop is what it's about. So this story is about, you know, hip hop coming out of New York, the Bronx, and in the 1980s coming to LA when Crips and Bloods are selling drugs, and the drug is turning folks into, in this story, zombies, and they're trying to figure out a way to, you know, take their community back, and it goes a little deeper. I don't want to give it away. Go pick up the book, Master the Sun right now. It's freaking for real.
Orlando, one thing, besides having these amazing artists, hip-hop artists, actresses, actors, we also had the pleasure and the blessing to have Mr. Stan Lee. Give it up for Mr. Stan Lee.
I have a complaint to make. A complaint. It isn't fair. I have all these celebrities to compete with. I do my best, I hold my own, but all of a sudden I get 4 of them. 4 against me. And they happen to be the most talented musicians you can find, and the nicest, smartest guys you can find. So I hate them, because I don't need the competition. So get rid of them, because they're too good. They're too good for this convention, or for any convention. I love these guys. You know, I want to tell you, they're so good. On account of them, I really hate peas, but I started eating them. And if that doesn't prove it, nothing will. And this is their time on stage, so I'm not going to waste it. But you better treat them right, or you'll hear from me.
So let's talk a bit about the book itself. So it's a mix of things, right? It's hip-hop culture, it's Egyptology. It really has a lot of history and a lot of layers and a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of conspiracy theories that we borrowed from. One of those conspiracy theories is CIA bringing crack cocaine and weapons into the inner city. So we borrowed from that. And then there's a bunch of Egyptology. So we borrowed from the Egyptology point of view, where Amun-Ra was, in this story, a god that was, you know, altered by having the folks in Egypt praise the ultimate god, which is the sun. And that was done by Akhenaten. So, and that's the reason why, you know, I don't want to give away the book, but it's Egyptology, conspiracy theories, gang banging, and hip hop. And aliens.
And aliens.
Yes.
And
zombies.
And a shapeshifter. So let's go down and talk about, just briefly, I want to hear about the characters that various people play. Obviously you got Rosario, Flav, and Eric B. Let's talk about some of their characters and what they do in the story.
Okay. Without giving away the book, how many people have the book? Raise your hand.
Thank
Okay,
you.
cool. So there's a bunch of hands that ain't up. So I ain't gonna ruin it for y'all, but Rosario Dawson plays an amazing character, Eric B plays an amazing character, and so does Flav Flav. I don't want to give it away. Go pick up the book.
Who plays an unamazing character? Are there any unamazing? Wait, I'm playing an unamazing character because you didn't call me, and I'm very upset with you about this right now.
But what I wanna...
Oh, we got layers to this. There's
I'm joking, of course.
But what this book isn't about, it isn't like a Black Eyed Peas superhero book. This is not about us.
Definitely not.
This is about hip hop and the things that ordinary people do, doing extraordinary things when they're trying to take their community back. There's heroes in every single freaking ghetto. If you go to a ghetto, watch Boyle Heights, wherever it is, if you see a freaking Head Start, that teacher's a superhero. If on the summer school program, the people that are passing out lunches, those people are superheroes, right? So, and I was blessed to have those superheroes coming from the projects in East LA. Ora, what's up, dog?
Yeah, and also we wanted to always create an experience that continues to push the envelope of technology, storytelling, and something that will always live on creatively. And we were blessed to have an amazing team to make it all work. I keep on stressing team because we couldn't have done it without everybody that is participating in Masters of the Sun.
I just want to inspire all the kids out there with visual impairment. I love the AR part of it because I'm legally blind, and this opens up like a new whole world for me to be able to read comic books, and so I could do more and I could read more without having to use my vision with the AR. So I just want to encourage all the kids out there.
So let's talk about a few things. One, we know how you formed your relationship with Marvel, but I think what's really exciting is your own personal histories that are in this story. Because it really does go back to how you know Apple, how you guys came together, how you met Taboo, where you grew up, who your heroes were. And it's inspiring in that it always is in this story trying to get you to take back and claim your life, claim your power. That's a really powerful way to tell a story, both in augmented. On the musical side, how challenging was that? Because you're not storytelling in music the way you normally do. Now you're telling it in visuals at the same time and in another form of media.
So, producing and working with Keith Harris on and Hans Zimmer on the book and what we're about to announce in a couple of minutes, it was probably the hardest production job I had to undertake, because you're scoring dialogue, no like action. So at the same time, we don't want to take away from your imagination when you read it. We just want to enhance that. So an hour and a half of music, an hour and a half of like sound effects, an hour and a half of all that stuff. It took a long time and a whole bunch of focus. So I'll show you this another page where KRS-One is spitting meaning kicking lyrics, if you guys don't know hip hop lingo. But check this out. And silhouettes.
Listen to this, a song is sung. The rhymes combined to the beating of drums. The lines from my mind will put you up under the earth and the dirt instead of under the sun. Shook niggas shiver like I'm shooting a gun. Two niggas a minute to admit I'm the one. One meaning cooler, one meaning cooler coming from the sewer. Hallelujah, I'm speaking in tongues.
Yeah, so it's like you get a whole bunch of like those types of treats in the book when you put it over it, and doing that for every single page. So you're talking about like 112 pages of scoring. Like here's another one that's fresh. Can you take it back up to the screen?
As I said, it's too late.
And Rob, you are not welcome in this world.
Master Sun, you and your brethren have forever vexed our kind. If only you had not haunted us.
So all that kind of stuff. So there's like some subtle music, drone stuff, there's some stuff. And the reason why you have these characters that pop up off the page, you can collect those characters when you get this book. And next year we're going to tell you another layer that you do with the characters when you collect them. So there's weapons you collect, sound blasters you collect, crew members you collect, vehicles you can collect. And now that we live in a world where you could go around and find and hunt and do all those kind of things, I'll leave that to your imagination on what you do with the characters once you collected them. But it's an amazing world out there to go and zap zombies and stuff. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. So we have a big announcement to make. I think we should make it.
Yeah, so before we bring out the announcement, I want to bring out another part of our team, our CG graphic awesome animators, virtual reality builders. I want to bring out Ernst and Pasha up on stage. So Ernst and Pasha is a part of the Black Eyed Peas crew. They've been a part of the Black Eyed Peas crew. They've been making all of our videos and helping assist all the animation in our videos for the past almost 10 years. So when we say we built everything soup to nuts from top to the bottom, we didn't really go to other companies. This is all us. This whole entire story, 113 pages, also experienced in augmented reality with a phone that's an hour and 30 minutes long. It's also told in virtual reality, and we launched that with our partner Oculus in January.
Rosario Dawson, you have done a tremendous amount of work in SimCity and various other projects and graphic novels and comic books. This is a little bit different, but also I think a little bit special because you're working with friends. Tell me about it.
I mean, they're always just doing the thing, right?
Perfect.
They're just always doing the thing.
Whatever's
So
newest, whatever's freshest.
I get a call and it's like, okay, they're doing a comic. I'm like, that's awesome. How does that figure with me? I work in Marvel, like that's awesome, they're working with Marvel, but of course it's their own property. Of course it's talking about our history. Of course it's talking about activism and real activism, like how we show up. Of course it's about using technology, so it's got AR and it's got VR, of course it's got narration, of course it's got a whole film quality, of course it's just provocative and modern and beautiful and incredible, and it has an incredible group of people that I am so delighted to be up here. As much as y'all are taking pictures, I'm like, oh my God. Every picture of me is gonna be me taking video of everybody else up here. This is just, it's them doing their thing. I remember being in Rio and all of y'all performing in Rio, and it was just like, yo, you're gonna go see the Black Eyed Peas? I was like, they're performing here? And I showed up, and you think this is a big crowd. It was millions of people. I mean, it was ridiculous.
2 million people.
They're just 2 million people performing. Fergie's doing flips and singing at the same time. She didn't miss a note. It was like ridiculous. So every single time I get a call from these wonderful people, whether it's talking about everything from voting, showing up, advocacy, whatever it is, I always show up. I'm always happy to be there. I'm so grateful to be a part of this project. Of course, Stanley just dropped through. Of course, they own the IP, and Marvel is just distributing it. Do you understand? Like, that's next level
epic.
constantly. It's super epic. And I've been a huge fan of everyone up here for a long time, and I'm always just so grateful when I get called in because I'm still a fan.
Yeah, me too. I feel exactly the same way.
Amazing.
Eric B. I don't want to wax poetic too long about your legendary status and how much you contributed to, I know, my life, and I hear Will talk about it, and it just feels like a connection because you, Flav, you guys are legends. So when you're working on a project like this, I'm just curious where your mind goes, what's exciting to you about it?
You know what's exciting? When we all come together. We all live in different lives, and every day we're doing different things. But when it's time for us to come together, I get a call from Sarah, and she said, Eric, I got a comic book, and Will.i.am's doing a comic book. I'm in, let's do it. I call Rakim, I call Chris, I said, Chris, call Flav. I said, we gotta support Will. You know, Will has this great, amazing gift to be able to be on the cutting edge, and it is great to be able for us to all be together and sit here together, and instead of us sitting here doing something negative, something positive. And damn it, you know what it is? Don't get you a job that you don't like.
Right.
And I have fun every day. I talk to my brother Flav, I talk to different people every day from Nas, and it's 30 years later, and I want to thank all of you, and I'm still having fun.
Right. Flavor Flav! I don't know what else you can say except Flavor Flav! Flav, here you are in the comic book world. You've transversed everything from non-scripted to scripted to being a group that was banned by the government at one point. Like you've been a rabble rouser and a teacher for a long time, brother, and a classical musician. I'm thinking a lot of people don't know about you. So what's it like to be involved with this type of project?
Well, I just want to say, first of all, man, I'm just proud of the Black Eyed Peas, you know what I'm saying, growth. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because, Will, I hope y'all don't mind me telling this story. Taboo, Apple.
I'm telling you, they gave me 3 minutes. 3 minutes is what they gave me.
Okay, well, guess what? I got more than that. Know what I'm saying? I'm the one that gave them their minutes.
Like I said, 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes. Handle your business.
There you go. That's right. Put a 0 on the end. But yo, but the reason why I say I'm proud of their growth is because I remember the first time when the Black Eyed Peas first came out on the road doing their first shows together. You know what I'm saying? And they were, I couldn't answer the phone right now. That's my stylist. You know, she's gonna kill me, but look, I had to tell the story. All right, but the first time Black Eyed Peas came out, on the road, and they're doing their first shows, and they was out with us, Public Enemy, and Busta Rhymes and the Flip Mode Squad, Maya, right?
Gangstar.
Yup, Gangstar. That's right, Gangstar, the legendary guru. Oh man, and I remember those days, man. You know what I'm saying? I used to come in your dressing room before y'all went on stage.
Yep.
I used to try to mentor y'all, you know, try to be a mentor and stuff, all of that. Coming on your bus, man, early in the morning, jumping on your beds, waking y'all up.
He did. That's you.
Yo, but let me tell you something.
When did this happen?
All the way from those times, all the way up to now, there's not been nothing but growth, man. And I mean, you guys became a phenomenon, you know what I'm saying? And now, I mean, here, Will.i.am, man, writing songs for NASA. Come on, yo, come on, give it up. Give it up for my man.
All right.
Hey, yo, can I tell you something, Will? That ain't small of me, that's big. So thank you for putting me in your comic book, because this comic book thing is real big right now, fam. You're always doing something different, and not only that, but you are an innovator and a creator, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's gonna be following your footsteps, Will, because I know I am. And we're both. Plus, we got the same name, because you Will.i.am, but I am William.
So they're gonna make us wrap this up, but I want to give you a little bit of information about where you can get Masters of the Sun. You can catch it at Forbidden Planet, Midtown Comics in NYC. You can get it at Mandrake in Tokyo, Barnes & Nobles, barnesandnoble.com, Amazon. So if you just put it in, it'll pull up places where you can get it. Thank you guys so much. Much love to you, the fans, because you're really what it's all about. Thank you, thank you.